Grab the controller, sit in your sofa, tell your wife it's game time, damn it! It's the Crying Gamer Show!
What's going on? It's the Crying Gamer, baby! Today we're just talking about the characters in the hero gallery. There's 21 characters in Overwatch. Just stay introduction to all of them and their special abilities so you can become acquainted with them before the release date. Let's get right on into it. First we have Bastion. Let's take a good look at him. Alright, getting into his special abilities. We have his super, the configuration tank. It's mobile with a powerful cannon. Up next we have the self-repair. He can hold to heal himself. He can reconfigure. He can switch between weapon configurations. And we have the configuration sentry. Immobile with a powerful rotary cannon, meaning you have to stay in place, you can't move. And then he also carries around a mobile light automatic weapon. Moving on to Diva. Let's take a good look at Diva. She is a diva with a little attitude, with some big guns behind her. Alright, getting right on into it. She is a tank character, 2-star difficulty level. Her ultimate is a self-destruct. She can eject, overload the mech, causing it to explode over a short time. Up next, she can also call the mech. When she gets out of it, she can call it back. LB button, her booster, she can fly in any direction that she's facing. She can also block projectiles. Her fusion cannon is an automatic short-range spread weapon. And then she can eject. The passive ability, she can always eject before the mech is destroyed. Up next, we have Genji, however you want to pronounce it. Let's take a good look at Genji, the brother of Hanzo. Okay, his super is the Dragon Blade. It's a deadly melee weapon. The melee pretty much, so you can swing it constantly before the bar runs out. Deflect, he can deflect all incoming projectiles that are coming towards him. A swift strike up next, where he dash forward and hits you with a horizontal strike. Shuriken, everybody knows what that is. They got the star action. In his passive ability, he has the ability to climb on walls and to double jump. We have Hanzo. Let's take a good look at Hanzo. Sporting the tatted left arm. He means business. The dragon on his arm. Alright, his super, he has the Dragon Strike. He can launch a deadly dragon spirit that devastates enemies it passes through. He also has a scatter arrow, splits into multiple ricochet arrows on impact. A sonic arrow, which reveals the enemy's location. And his weapon of choice is the Storm Bow. You can hold it to charge for more damage. And his passive ability, he can jump at walls to climb up them. Difficulty of use, 3 stars. He is a defensive character and a very good sniper. Up next, we have Junkrat. Take a good look at this ugly MFer. He is a defensive character, 2-star difficulty use. His super is the Rip Tire. He can drive and detonate an exploding tire. He also has a concussion mine, throw and knockback mine with LB, then detonate it with LT. He has a steel trap, much like a bear trap. It immobilizes the opponent that gets caught in it. His weapon of choice is the frag launcher, bouncing explosive projectile weapon. His passive is total mayhem. He drops bombs on death. We call that the little ting ting. We call that the graveyard bomb. That's what we used to call that in Halo among my crew. Moving on. Up next we have Lucio, sporting the Dregrastaman. Okay, take a good look at him. He is a support character dealing with music. Difficulty of use, 2 stars. He has a sound barrier as his super. He creates temporary shields for nearby allies. He has a crossfade. He can switch between a healing boost for his team or a speed boost to make them faster. He can amp it up. Increases the effectiveness of your current song, so he can make the crossfade even more effective. Up next, he has the sound wave. He can create a short-range blast to knock enemies back. His weapon of choice is the Sonic Amplifier. Moving up next, we have Mad Dog McCree. Take a good look at the Mad Dog McCree. Sporting the big-ass Dirty Harry. His ultimate is the Dead Eye. Face off against your enemy. Press Y to lock on, then Y or RT to fire. He has a combat role. He can get out of danger. He has a flashbang. He can stun enemies in front of him. And his weapon of choice is the Peacemaker. an accurate, powerful revolver, or he can wildly fire the remaining rounds in it. Up next, we have Mei, the beautiful Mei, dealing with ice. Mei is a defensive character. Her ultimate is the Blizzard. She can launch a weather-controlled drone that freezes the whole area and the enemies. Up next, she has the Cryo Freeze. You become invulnerable and heal yourself. You can create a wall to block enemies. Her weapon of choice is the Endothermic Blaster, which freezes enemies and can also launch a long-range icicle shot. Difficulty of use, 3 stars. Up next, Lord have mercy. Her name is Mercy. She is a support character. Her ultimate is the Resurrect. She can revive dead teammates. Up next, she's the Guardian Angel. She can fly towards an ally and therefore help them or heal them. We have the Caduceus Staff. You can hold to heal an ally, and you can also hold to increase an ally's damage that they inflict. Her weapon of choice is the Caduceus Blaster, automatic weapon. Her passive, Angelic Descent, hold to fall very slowly. Difficulty of use, 1 star. Up next, we have the beautiful Farah. She is ready. Her ultimate is the Barrage. She can launch a continuous volley of mini rockets from the heavens. She has a jump jet. She can fly rapidly upwards. Up next, a Concussion Blast. Launch an explosive blast to knock back enemies. Her weapon of choice is the Rocket Launcher, a long-range explosive projectile weapon. Her passive, Hover Jets, hold to hover. Difficulty of use, 1 star. The Reaper, one of my favorites. Let's take a look at the Reaper. Okay, his ultimate is the Death Blossom. Damage all enemies nearby. He has a spinning attack. Also, the Shadow Step. He can teleport to any location. Wraith form. He can move forward, and he cannot be damaged when being shot at. His weapon of choice is called the Hellfire Shotguns. It's a short-range spread weapon. His passive ability, collect soul globes to restore health. Difficulty of use, 1 star. Reaper. Reinhardt. He's big, he's intimidating, and he has flames coming out of his back. He is a tank. His super is the Earth Shatter. Knock down all enemies in front of you. He also has a charge. He can charge forward and smash an enemy against the wall. I love that one. He has a Fire Strike. He can launch a fiery projectile. His weapon of choice is the Barrier Shield. Hold to deploy a frontal energy barrier, which can block projectiles. And another weapon of choice is the Rocket Hammer. It is a devastating melee weapon. Difficulty of use, 1 star. Reinhardt. Up next, we have Road Dogg. Too many whoppers. Okay, he is also a tank, and his super is called Whole Hog. Damage and knock back enemies in front of you. He has a chain hook. He can hook onto the enemy like Scorpion and pull him toward him. Up next, he has Take a Breather. He can heal himself over a short period of time. His weapon of choice is the Scrap Gun. It's a short-range spread weapon. Also can be used as a medium-range spread weapon. Difficulty of use, 1 star. Road Dogg. Soldier 76. His super, Tactical Visor, automatically aims your weapon at targets in view. He can also sprint, which is very useful. He has a Biotic Field. Deploy a field that heals you and your allies in it. His weapon ammo of choice is the Helix Rockets. Launch a volley of explosive rockets. And the Heavy Pulse Rifle, automatic assault rifle. His difficulty of use is 1 star. A necessity on the battlefield. Soldier 76.
Symmetra.
Her super is the Teleporter. Deploy a teleporter that connects to the spawn room. Very useful. Up next, she has a Photon Shield. Gives shields to allies. Up next, her weapon of choice, the Sentry Turret. Deploy a small turret that damages and slows enemies. And a Photon Projector, short-range beam weapon with increasing damage. Hold to charge to release fire orbs. Difficulty of use, 2 stars. Symmetra. Support weapon. Thorbjorn. Straight out of Lord of the Rings. His super is the ultimate Molten Core. It increases your weapon attack speed. You gain additional armor, and temporarily upgrade a level 2 turret to a level 3. Next up, Armor Pack, build an armor power-up. He can also build a turret, very useful and destructive, a rivet gun, and a forge hammer. And his passive is a scrap collector. Collect scraps to regain resources. Very useful on the battlefield. Difficulty of use, 2 stars. Up next, it is the lovely Tracer. One of my favorites. Tracer is very quick on the battlefield. She is an offensive character. Her super is the Pulse Bomb. Throw out a powerful sticky explosive. Up next is Blink. Teleport in the direction you are facing. Next, Travel. She can recall, go back in time, and get health back. Awesome. And her weapon of choice is the Pulse Pistols. Short-range automatic weapon. Her difficulty of use is 2 stars. She trained as a cleric. Up next is the Widowmaker, a sniper's wet dream. Super Infrasight provides your team with the view of the enemy's location. She has a grappling hook, allowing her to get to heights that no one else can. She has a venom mine, a poisonous trap. Her weapon of choice is the Widow's Kiss. It can be an automatic assault rifle and the sniper rifle. The best of all worlds. Her difficulty of use is 2 stars. The Widowmaker. Winston King Kong. His super, he's also a tank character, 2 difficulties of use. Primal Rage. Gain immense health, but you can only leap and punch enemies. He has a jump pack. He can leap forward into the air, landing on enemies, damaging them. He has a barrier projector. Deploy a protective energy dome. His weapon of choice is the Telsa Cannon. Electric frontal cone weapon. Telsa Cannon. Difficulty of use, 2 stars. Zara is 1 diesel feline. Tank character, her super is the Graviton Surge. She can launch a gravity well that pulls enemies into it. A particle barrier, create a damage barrier around yourself. She has a projected barrier, create a damage barrier around your ally. Her weapon of choice is the Particle Cannon, a short-range linear beam weapon. Energy grenade launcher as well. Her passive is energy. Damage blocked by the barriers increase particle cannon damage. Her difficulty of use is 3 stars. Zarya. Up next is Zenyatta, the robotic Shaolin monk. Buddha bless you. Is a support character. Also, his super is Transcendence. Become invulnerable and heal nearby allies. The Orb of Discord. You can launch this orb at an enemy to increase the damage they take. The Orb of Harmony. Launch this orb at an ally to heal them, and his weapon of choice is the beads around his neck. The Orb of Destruction. It is a energy projectile weapon. Charged to release more projectiles. Difficulty of use 3 stars. Zenyatta. Buddha bless you. Well, that is it, guys. I'm glad I was able to bring you this information if you were not familiar with the characters. Can't wait to see you guys on the battlefield. It's the Crying Gamer. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button. It helps the channel out immensely. Thank you for viewing and have a good day.